Hello, everybody. This is Harles today with a very special video. We are going to be talking about my old job at Subway. So, let's begin. I only got one question out of everybody that actually came in to talk and to discuss that. So let's address that question. Do you buy a football and sandwich to compensate for something? I'd have to say, never thought about it, but probably. Maybe you are. Maybe you're just hungry. I don't fucking know. Don't fucking care. Anyway, so what we're going to continue on with is my camera's freaking the fuck out because it doesn't know how to do the white balance correctly. And if I change that, all of a sudden, yeah. I, eh. Camera, please. Like, are you gonna stop flipping out if the mic is out of the way? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to talk about my old job and some experiences I had. I worked at Subway. It was in Greektown in Chicago. I tended to do overnight shifts. That was kind of one of those things where I had to deal with a lot of bullshit. So here in Chicago, most places of businesses, you have to buy something in order to actually use the bathroom. Like it's a common thing. There's too many people in Chicago to just be letting people use the bathroom for free. And there's plenty of portable places and plenty of free places to go. Why they come to Greektown expecting that these places of businesses that deal with a lot of drunk motherfuckers at night, especially ghetto drunk motherfuckers at night, would allow for such a thing to happen. It's beyond my belief. But typically, most of the time, people would come in, demand to use the bathroom without buying a single thing or even requesting a thing. They don't ask nicely either. So, verbatim, we have signs on the front door and on the bathroom door saying it is for paying customers only. Actually, paid, past tense. And I point this out to the people most of the time saying, yeah, you just got to buy something. I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be a cookie, it could be chips, it could be a drink. And then you can go use the bathroom. And a cookie is 72 cents after tax. And I tell them this. But they would tend to yell and be pissed off about this kind of thing. And I just kind of sat there like, really? Like, it's 72 cents. You just had a whole night of drinking, partying, spending a shitload of money. 72 cents to go use the bathroom before you go and buy food from Taco Burrito King is not that big of a fucking deal. Because that's what they tend to do. Go buy food from Taco Burrito King, come over to our Subway to use the bathroom since Taco Burrito King doesn't have a bathroom. Neither does a place called Chinese Yum Yum. So, so because of this, I had to deal with a lot of confrontation. A lot of people trying to do bullshit things like saying, oh, you're just a white privileged motherfucker that that would let the first white bitch fucking use the bathroom. But, that's not the case. Anyway, they tended to do this. There used to be a lot of fights and a lot of confrontation because of this, and a lot of people having to get kicked out of the Subway, me telling them just to fucking leave because we can't deal with this kind of shit. A lot of people getting mad about that, threatening to call the police on me for racial injustice as well, which, it's just a place of business. That is what the business is about. You need to make money. You can't be losing money all the goddamn time. But that's very mild, and this is I'm telling you this because that's how a lot of these confrontations do start off. And I had this one guy. He came in with a couple of women and they demanded to use the bathroom. I told them that they needed to buy something to use the bathroom and they needed to pay first because there is a huge issue of people who come in, start an order of a sandwich, get to the paying spot, and demand to use the bathroom before they pay. Or try to go use the bathroom before they're finished using the sandwich, and then if they did get to use the bathroom, they would just walk out without buying the sandwich, and there would be a waste of food. So yeah, you needed to use you needed to pay first. I didn't give a shit if you wanted to wait to make the sandwich until after you use the bathroom. That's fine. Just pay. That's all I care about. Just pay, and then you're good to go. And you go use the bathroom, and you come back, get your sandwich or your food or cookie or whatever the fuck you want to get, and that's not an issue. But this one guy made it a huge issue, being like, I need to fucking use the bathroom. They need to use the fucking bathroom. They need to fucking do this shit, and they need to do it now. And threw a huge ass sissy fit. Like, fuck, man, it was it was ridiculous. Like, he went through the whole thing of getting all the food and getting everything, getting to the pay spot, and then throwing a huge ass sissy fit, saying that I need to let them use the bathroom before he paid. I'm just like, sir, you just bought. He bought like 6 sandwiches. I'm like, or he was buying 6 sandwiches. I'm like, dude, there's 6 sandwiches here. I can't be letting you all three go use the bathroom before that. He throws a bigger sissy fit saying, oh my God, you're such a fucking racist ass prick. I bet you fucking will let this white bitch fucking go use the bathroom because there's a white woman that came in and she was a normal customer. She came in every night, got the same thing, a 6-inch steak and cheese with pepper jack cheese, toasted with lettuce, tomato, jalapeno, and Chipotle Southwest. Every single night she came in. She was a college student at the nearby college campus. Every night. So I kind of knew that she was going to pay. She didn't ask to use the bathroom, and she was just waiting for them to pay so that way I can go and start her order. He kept throwing a huge ass sissy fit, saying that he could buy the Subway. And I told him to put his money where his mouth is. If he can buy the Subway, then why doesn't he pay for the sandwich real quick? Slap down one of those $100 bills that are in his fucking pocket, which he pulled out over $5,000. And wouldn't put any money down. And all I was saying that he needed to pay. As soon as that bill hit my hand, I would hand them the key to go use the bathroom. And he kept on going, saying that I'm a racist motherfucker. And at this point, I'm just like, dude, either you need to leave, pay, and leave. I don't fucking care. You're causing a disturbance. You're causing it to be a fucking freak accident. Just go and use it. And some people might think, oh, well, why didn't you just let them use it? But that's because I've had too many of those instances happen before, which my pay could be docked for having 6 sandwiches unpaid for. I don't want to have my pay get docked because I need to get paid. So that continued on, and he got so pissed off that he started throwing the sandwiches at me because they were on the counter. And he picked them up and threw them at me. And at that point, I'm just like, all right, man, you just need to leave. And the women there were just being complacent. They weren't doing shit. The women that he had with him, they tried to calm him down for a second, but he seemed to have abused them in the past. I'm going to say that. That's what the impression that I got. Because as soon as he said that for them to stop, they looked down and just shut up and didn't say a word, didn't move, didn't do fuck all. And he manhandled the fuck out of them, which pissed me off. Because you just don't do that. And this actually ended up turning into almost a physical confrontation where I actually did go and call the police because he was refusing to leave. He was getting violent and I needed him to leave. He left. A few weeks later, he comes back sees me working, immediate calls me a faggot and a racist asshole, and picks up everything he can get a hold of and starts throwing it. Everything. I'm talking chips, the fucking drink cups, the everything he can, knocking over everything. Fucking ridiculous. After that, I did phone the police. I gave him a description, even was able to get his license plate number, and I never heard from him again after that one. So there's one incident. And now we're going to skip over to a New Year's Eve time where, again, don't use the bathroom unless you pay. And with this kind of night, there was a shitload of people. I'm talking to the door, and I was by myself, working, doing all this shit. Many, many people came in that night demanding to use the bathroom when there's a huge line waiting to also use the bathroom because they're going to buy something first. And these people rushing to the counter saying, fucking give me the bathroom key. I need to fucking use the bathroom and I need to fucking go right the fuck now. And I'm just like, no. I just tell them straight up they cannot go and use the bathroom because there's this many people sitting here waiting to get their sandwiches and possibly use the bathroom too. They are going to be paying customers. They need to pay first. So get in the back of the line and wait your turn. And apparently, I said this to a woman that, you know, didn't take it too well. She apparently went to her boyfriend or whatever, and when everything died down, it was about 4 a.m. at this time. Everything died down. I went out into the main lobby area to empty out the tea container and to refill the tea. And when I was doing this fucking asshole comes in, and this is when I was pouring shit into the tea container. And I said my usual spiel when I'm doing this is, I'll be right with you, sir. I'm almost done here. And he just comes up and sucker punches me from behind. And at this time, there was 4 people sitting in this restaurant, 4 black people as well, sitting in this restaurant, and saw this. They fucking did not like this. Because they knew me. They came into that store pretty often, and they knew who I was. They got up and helped actually fucking get this guy out of the store. After he sucker punched me, my glasses flew off and the hat that I wear flew off. And all I could say was just leave. Just fucking leave. Like, you didn't fucking phase me. You just knocked off my shit. I just picked up my glasses and my hat, put them back on, and stared him down as these 4 other guys were getting up off the table. They came over and got into his face and ended up shoving him out of the store, which was fucking great. They helped me. They even locked the door for me and was like, bro, are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? You don't need to call a doctor. You don't need to go to anything, which was all good and dandy. That was one of the first physical incidences that I had. And another time I was out having a cigarette. Just having a cigarette in front of the store because it was dead, and I worked for a while and I needed a cigarette. You know, I don't get an actual break at the store. As soon as somebody walks in, I gotta put it out, go there, or if I'm eating, I gotta stop eating, go and help them. Well, I was out having a cigarette. Guy comes up demanding for a cigarette. I tell him that I can't because they're too expensive here. They're about fucking $16 a pack. I'm like, if you got 50 cents or $1, I'll give you a cigarette because fuck, they're way too expensive. And he tries to get physical with me, getting up in my face, threatening to beat the shit out of me as I'm fucking smoking a cigarette in front of my goddamn store. I think the only reason that he stopped was because a cop pulled up and actually parked, and they were normal customers. They came almost every single night to get sandwiches. And when they asked what the hell was going on, the guy was like, nothing, and walked off. And I'm like, he was threatening to kick my ass over me having a cigarette and he wanting one for me. Simple. They, of course, just let him go because it was like, whatever. I didn't fucking care. I wasn't like, hey, I need him arrested or anything like that. Normally I just didn't give a fuck. And my camera keeps getting more and more blurry. I think that looks a lot better now. Don't know why the camera is not an autofocus camera, by the way, but yet for some reason it just gets out of focus, and the turn focus on there literally has no limit, I guess, because I can just keep twisting it forever. So I'm not really sure what this camera is, but and then grand finale, I guess, was I had one crazy bitch. And hold the fuck up, I need to make a cigarette over this one. This one is fucking just just something else, man. This one actually almost turned into a courtroom situation. Okay, so I was working one night. It was a nice calm night. It was a Friday night, but it was calm. There was no crazy shit going on that night yet. So a woman comes in. She's being nice. She's being friendly. She's ordering her sandwich, and there was no issue going on until I took the sandwich out of the toaster oven. And I sat it down. She's like, I need to use the bathroom. I'm like, ma'am, if you don't mind, we finish this up real quick. It'll take 45 seconds. You get paid. I'll let you go use the bathroom. After that, she flips shit, like not even fucking arguing kind of shit. She just snaps and fucking flips shit at me. Like, starts throwing everything, yelling everything, throwing every fucking chip thing she can get a hold of, flipping the goddamn chairs, the tables, starts throwing card reader, the credit card machine reader at me. And she even took the cookie case and shoved it as hard as she could, spilling out almost every fucking cookie in there. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just sitting there staring at her as she's throwing this shit at me, like, really? Really? Are you fucking kidding me? You're doing this shit right the fuck now, and you have been so fucking nice, and you have been so fucking just good so far. And then all of a sudden you're gonna act like this? You're gonna act like a complete cunt all of a sudden at a snap of a finger just because you're a fucking psychopath? Awesome. Awesome fucking shit, bro. But I grabbed the goddamn key, which is on a goddamn foot long wooden stick. And I just look at her like, ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Like, I don't give a fuck about the sandwich at this point. I don't fucking care about you paying. I don't fucking care about any fucking thing. Leave. Just pointed to her to the door, telling her that she needs to leave. And at this moment, she tries to fucking jump the counter at me. And I grabbed the stick, because I wanted to have something to at least defend myself if something fucking happened like this. Well, it did. She tries to jump the counter. I smack her across the face with it and tell her to fucking get back. She tries to get in. I fucking hit her again. Just whap right across the fucking face. And a lot of people might be like, oh my god, that's a woman. That's a fucking woman. Holy shit, you can't fucking do that to a woman. And all I gotta say is, I don't fucking care. Women have equal rights now. Fucking who gives a shit? She's trying to fucking attack me in a place that I work at, and she has to literally try to jump the counter to attack me. And I would have to fucking jump the counter to attack her. So her jumping over the counter and me being able to hit her just solidifies the fact that I wasn't even fucking doing shit. I'm just trying to do my fucking job. She leaves, pissed the fuck off. I immediately phoned the police because she was screaming about, I'm gonna go get my boyfriend. We're gonna fuck you up. And I'm like, okay. I go phone the police. I tell them what happened. I tell them what's going on. And as I'm on the phone call with the police, the operator, sure enough, here she comes back into the store with her boyfriend. And at this point, I was in the back room watching the security camera, live feed footage, and telling them, yeah, hey, she just came back with her boyfriend. And they immediately started screaming for me. The two fuckers started yelling for me, telling me, you need to get your fucking ass out here, and I'm gonna fuck you up, and you need to fucking get your ass out here. How dare you hit a fucking woman? And I'm just like, yeah, they're in here, they're wanting to fucking kick my ass. They're wanting to fucking hurt me in some way. I need officers here now. I wait. The operator said they're on their way. I'm waiting in the back. They're saying they're going to call the police because I assaulted a woman. And I'm just like, go ahead. I already called them. They're on their fucking way. Sure enough, a couple of police officers come in, a couple of regular customers of mine, and they start going off on him. It's like, he fucking assaulted me, and all this other bullshit. And I came out and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? They're like, oh, we just came in for lunch, but I see some shit's going down. We'll stay here until, the police that were actually phoned are coming in. And not 20 seconds later, they come walking in. The two other officers that usually come in for food left. And to go get food somewhere else, of course, because they were like, it's whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. They start going on their whole little spiel of how I assaulted them, how I did all this. And they get done, and I just look at the officers. I'm like, she started assaulting me. All the evidence is out here on the floor, including the card reader, which is on a fucking giant stand, too. It's heavy as shit. And the officers just looked at her and was like, how did all that get over here? Like, straight up, how did that get over there if you were not the one assaulting? And she just made up this little excuse of, well, he tried to attack me, and I started defending myself by throwing shit at him. And I just look at him, I'm like, really? Why would I try to attack her over a counter when there's no reason to? And then why wouldn't she just walk out and leave if I'm still over on this side of the counter? The officers know that I'm telling the truth. The officers know we have security footage. And they just simply asked me, do you want to press charges against this woman? Because they heard my side. That she tried to jump the counter. She was already throwing things at me, so I hit her across the face. And they straight up said that, yeah, that's straight up self-defense. And they looked at the woman and they're like, what you did, on the other hand, if your side is true, is not self-defense. The biggest way for you to have gotten out of the store would have just been walk out. Or run out. And not even come back. Instead, wait for a police officer to show up to come back into the store. They were wondering why the hell they came back. Which I promptly just answered. They came back yelling and screaming for me to come out there so they can kick my ass. Which the police officers, of course, believed me because I'm the one working. I got no reason to fucking lie. And because my job is on the line, regardless. If I was to attack this woman to begin with, not only would I go to prison or go into jail or whatever where it would happen, but I would have also lost my job. But for them, they have no real thing. They just asked me, do you want to press charges? I told them nothing was actually damaged. The only thing I could fucking charge them with is destroying some cookies, but everything else is fine. There was no chips broken, there was no nothing broken, so I'm like, technically, I got no reason to. And if I wanted to, I wasn't even hurt, so it was fine. They looked at her, and they stated something like, well, you got no bruises, you got no injury on you. If he hit you across the face, then why is there no injury? And I simply said, I'm like, look, that's me, I did hit her. In my side of the story, I did say I hit her. I didn't hit her hard. It was more like a like hitting like papping a dog, I guess, is the best way to do it when your dog is trying to bite you or something and you just pat him and say no, kind of thing. I guess that's the best way I can describe how I hit her and not cause any physical harm. Because that wasn't my intention. My intention was just to get her to back off and not jump the counter. I didn't want her to get over the counter because there is knives back here, and if she picked one up, I would have been forced to do a lot more bodily harm in order to just subdue her. So that way I knew that I was safe. So my whole intention was to just keep her at bay, to keep her over the counter, so that way she didn't come over. Um, but the police asked me, I said no. They immediately started in with, we're fucking going to press charges. Then they had them sit there and fill out all the paperwork right then and there. Which, according to this and everything, they were screaming about how I needed to get the footage right then and there. And I'm like, I got no access. There's no computer in the back room. I can't access the footage. All I can see is the live feed of the footage. My boss, the owner of the store, will have to get you the footage. He has access, he has the access codes to get the footage. It's all recorded on a separate server, so they'll have to get it. And they were calling me a liar and bullshit artist and all this racist shit too. And what was funny is that one of the cops was Hispanic and one of the cops was black. They weren't trying to do a racial profile here. And if they were both white, I could say, well, maybe they did take my side a little too fast because I was white, but it was just the fact that I'm a worker there. And I only call the police whenever it's absolutely fucking necessary. I rarely called them. This happened, and nothing actually ended up coming of it. I mean, we did get a phone call at one point saying that the detective in charge reviewed the tapes and that nothing is going to come of it. There is no evidence of me physically assaulting her. It only showed evidence of me defending myself. And if anything, I could press charges against her with this footage and be able to actually put her in jail. And then with them coming back and threatening to hurt me in some way and demanding for me to come out, I could press charges against that as well if I wanted to, or just use that to solidify the assault that she did. Which, if she had to go use the bathroom as bad as she was claiming, this whole thing took about 45 minutes. 45 fucking minutes, and she never once had to go use the bathroom after that confrontation. I have a feeling that she just wanted to do that to try and make a news story or some bullshit like that, because they were obviously wealthy. They were wearing some high-end fucking shit. He had a goddamn high-end Jaguar, not some bullshit cheap one. I'm talking one that was probably over 100K at least. And so my whole thing was is that why would they do this unless they absolutely were having some sort of plan behind it? So yeah, that one was my longer story. I didn't even get into the ones with the goddamn guns involved. But for today, that's going to be all that I'm going to be talking about for my last job. If you guys want to see more, make sure to fucking like this video. Make sure to subscribe. I will have more work stories later on, and I will get more work stories about my current job later. Possibly. Maybe. I don't know. But I do have some crazy shit that went down at the subway, and I would like to be able to share it a little bit more. There is some that are fucking insane, even more so than that. Um, and I do have to say that that's the one that only came of something when it came to the police that could have potentially put me in prison or put somebody else in jail right then and there due to just Subway itself. The rest of them have to do more with shit that went down that never got reported to the police as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.